Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Walla Zabareska for the Triple Threat Challenge. If you remember in the last episode we finished up in this field. Was it this field? No, it was the other field. Yeah, we did. We actually started the mulching in this field, but we're back, we're ploughing. I done all the mulching. I done 3 of the fields in November before I moved on, and I done the other one before I started ploughing. So we're ploughing away. We need to get all our card fields reploughed, and of course we're going to have to pick stones once we do that, and we're going to have to get them ready for preparation for next year for planting. Anyway, yeah, we left off. We'd completed our marathon harvest. We'd done our 4 card fields. We put loads of money in the bank. I think it was 143,000 in total. So when you take away the cost of the harvester, we made over 100 grand. Was it more? No, I think it was actually, we made 143 when we took the harvester off. Well, anyway, I said I was going to pay off the loan in January if we get the opportunity to pay off the loan in January. But, you know, you start thinking about these things while you're doing work and you're doing bits and pieces, and you start thinking, you know what, is that the best way to go about this? Because the money's in the bank, it's not doing anything for this month. So what do we do? So I got to thinking, you know what have we got a lot of? And let's go into stock check and we'll have a look. We have a lot of flax straw, which needs to go to Spinnery. We don't own the Spinnery yet. It's going to make fabric for us. It's going to make good money for us. So let's go in here and have a look. I was thinking, you know what, if we complete one end of the challenge, well and good. And if that is owning all the fields first, well, that's it. I was just looking at the local Spinnery to see how much it was, because I wasn't too sure. So here we are, local Spinnery. It is to buy 150,000 euros. And we're going to have to buy it to deal with that flax straw. There you go, we bought it. So we're not paying back. Well, we probably still will have the money to pay back the loan. Now I need to look at the map. Where are we? We're down the bottom. I wasn't too sure where this was. Now I know. That's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our flax straw out of storage, and we're going to drop it down there, and we're going to get that going. And then I'll get back to ploughing my fields and that. So we could still possibly pay off the loan with the money we have when we sell off all the stuff in January. If that, now I'm speculating because it might say we can't pay it off and we have to spin again. And if that's the case, well, then we've another 100 grand, which means we've 350 grand of a loan. As I said, the plus side to that is it then means we have plenty of money to progress on with like whatever else we need for the farm. I don't know money wise. You know what? Let's have a look while we're here. We've 160 in the bank. Let's do this now. There's no point messing about. Next field we have to buy is 88. And that is 29,200. And 88 is a small field somewhere. I know every time I go looking for it, I find it hard to find it. It's not a very big field. Just the way the numbers don't run in sequence on this map. Here we go, 88. You know what? Let's buy that. Okay, then the next one after that is this nice lovely field beside us, 109. We buy that. Okay. We've only one field left to buy, which is 48,000. It's field 133. Yeah, I was adamant I was going to pay off the loan, but you know what? You pay off the loan, then I'm going to be trying to get the fields, trying to get the bits and pieces. When I have the fields, I can make money out of them. So, taking that into consideration, I just decided, you know what? This might be the best option. So, 24 flax bales. We're auto loading. and we're going to deliver them down to the spinnery. So that's the plan. We still have plenty left in there. I didn't even look to see how much the spinnery holds. I'm not even sure. Oh, wouldn't turn the corner in the snow. It slid across. I had full lock on that was going nowhere. Yeah, just I think it was the better option. Progress forward and get it sorted. You can see I took a shortcut across the field earlier in the dark. That was collecting all the stuff I left down at the dealership. Brought all the stuff up and put it away. The few bags of fertilizer, the herbicide and the bale twine. Just got it all put away. So, yeah, progress. Still making progress. We're one field away from having all the fields. And we will be able to buy that when we sell off all our products. As I said, that last field is 48,000, just over it. And that'll be all our fields in the bag, all 10 of them. That's the 6 flax fields from the original spin for the triple threat challenge, and then the 4 millet fields that I added to the equation when I spun again to get a second crop and pick the fields. Now, I could have spun and ended up with barley or wheat or something like that where there's 10 or 12 fields or whatever, but it just so happened to be millet. And, you know, this far into it now, I'm kind of thinking, thankfully, it wasn't barley or wheat, because we've been nowhere near completing the purchase of the fields. Now, it doesn't mean I'm not going to buy more fields. I will. I'm just going to keep you in. I'm going to deliver this and get this going. It's just here. This building over here on the left. And then I'll get back to my ploughing. I actually thought I was going to just do the ploughing, do the whole lot, and bring you back in January, just before we do the loan. Now, how does this get taken in now? There's an intake point in there. Ah, it's still strapped on, that's why. Now. Okay. Spinnery. I think this has to go on the ground. Which side are we unloading? Let's see. Oh, it's full. Oh, we only hold 60,000. Oh, this is going to be fun then. Right? Flax, straw, storing. Let's make rope as well. We can sell it. Okay. Well, there's nothing else going to be coming through here, so I'll leave them sitting there. Okay, that's an education for both of us. It only holds 60,000. And there's nothing we can do about it. I'm not going to pick them back up, and you know what? Unless I pick them back up and leave them to one side. No, they're okay. Leave them where they are. It'll take them in as it needs it. Anyway, there you go. Decision's been made. We're going to purchase all the fields. We have our spinnery up and running. There's nothing else we need to buy regards productions for the time being. Granted, if we're going to do more root crops and that, the preserved food factory will be a target, but that's, I think, 300,000 or something like that. Okay, back to work in the field. And yeah, just while I was busy mulching and ploughing away, I just thought, you know what, I don't know what way this is going to go regards the spin, so I'm going to lose out on a month's production in the spinnery with the flax straw, getting rid of it because it's building up, and we're going to have more flax now because we've another 2 fields. So need to get that up and running and get it started, because going by Sivakovo, it's slow enough, the production on that, so that's why I set the 2 of them up rather than just the one. There you go. decision's been made, and there my other cut across the field. I'm gonna go this way now. I was coming back in the dark. I couldn't see anything. I could see the lights of the farm, so I just made a beeline first. You literally see nothing on the road because it had gone so late. Because I decided to mulch the fields and the lights went out. Anyway, we're moving ahead again anyway. At the seagulls following me all day, all around the map. We're on the last field that needs to be ploughed, the last of the fields that had the carrots in them. I've also ploughed our 2 new fields. That's one of them over there. You can see the field with no snow on it. That's the last one we bought, 88. So I done the soil sampling on them. They need, of course, the new fields need everything. They need lime and a whole lot. So every single field I ploughed now has loads of stones on them. It just, they look really big. I don't know why. They didn't look that big before, but they just look, I haven't changed any settings. I haven't done anything. Or just seem to be just so many stones. But yeah, anyway, where are we? Ploughed, new field ploughed. That one's ploughed. That's the new field as well. Carrot field, that's ploughed. That's also carrot field, that's ploughed. Where's the other one? The other carrot field, that one there, that's ploughed. Yeah, a little bit of a development as well. You may remember I planted barley in some of the fields. I planted barley in this field. I planted barley in number 43 as well. And I wasn't reading the crop calendar or crop rotation properly. I actually mulched 43 and 160 because the crops can actually go into them this year. So I wasted my time putting them in. This is sugar beet, which I can harvest with the harvester I have for the carrots. And this is soybeans, which I have no problem doing. Now the only thing is, I don't have a planter to do the soybeans. I think I need a planter to do the soybeans, and I think I'm not too sure what I need for the sugar beet either. But look, it's addressable anyway. It's not that I can't do it. I will be able to do it when it comes around to it anyway. I should be able to afford to buy some sort of a planter to do that moving forward. So yeah, them two. The only field we is the one that the canola was meant to go into that we missed the planting date by the time we bought the field. That's going to have barley in it. That's the only field that already has in it, field number 63. That's the only one that I planted. The other two, I wasted my time doing them. Now the other ones that may come into play is the lavender field and the cotton field, which is 66, which is the one I just showed you, where the cars were up the top of the map, and then 112, where we want to try to put lavender in. Now, that'll all be dependent on us getting really lucky with a second-hand cotton harvester, one of the ones that's modded for the map that'll do the lavender. And we're going to hang on until the last minute on that. If it doesn't look like it's going to happen that we can afford a cotton harvester or a lavender to do the lavender and that, or we haven't got the money, rather than waste the field, I might just stick a crop in it and just do a crop in it this year. Just the same way I put the barley in for the canola. The canola will go back in there anyway in August in that field. We couldn't put it in because we only bought the field in October. It was too late to put the canola in. So rather than leaving the field lying idle, we put barley into that to get a crop into it. I can't remember, something like that anyway. I know we couldn't, millet was in, that's what it was. We couldn't harvest the millet until after planted season was over for the canola, that's what it was. Too many fields. This crop rotation too is really trying to keep track of it. I have a sheet done out, I have it on it, but in my head, unless I'm reading the sheet, I can't remember exactly what I've done. Anyway, yeah, full day of ploughing. Been going at it constantly, and I've taken on a ploughing contract, of course. Why wouldn't I? I'm not sick of it at this stage. That's a lie anyway. Cultivation, of 2 cultivation contracts. I'm going to do them next when I get this done. I'll do the stone picking. There's no rush in getting the rest of this done. I might just push on through the rest of the month once I get these ploughed. I mightn't even bother with the stone picking in this month because we've plenty of time. The crops won't be going in for 2 months anyway. And I might just push on and let's get to that point where we're going to roll the dice and see what it says with regards to the loan. Not that it's going to make a difference now. We need to sell our products off, which is the next thing. And looking at the stock check, have any of them reached peak? They're coming up to peak. They're all showing red, as if they're dropping off. So I'll take one look at this. Let me just get this guy locked onto a line that I can actually have a look at it. There we go. Let's have a look. Now, most of them are showing January. And when you look at the totals, like, I mean, don't mind the flax straw that's going into the flour. I don't know whether it's going to peak anymore or that, but we'll have a look at that anyway. And I'll update you on that as we move forward. As if by magic, the snow just disappears. All of a sudden, it's like someone hit a switch, just gone. I was in the middle of doing the ploughing contract, and all of a sudden, I just seen it coming across the map. Bang! Back to winter wonderland without snow. So I just continued on doing the contracts because the snow due again tomorrow. It's so much easier to kind of work on the map when it's this time of the day. Because when it's this time of the year on the map, it's very hazy. And it disappeared. Now, still in a quandary. I don't know whether I should be doing this now or I should be selling product because I keep going back to the calendar. Everything's red. Are they going to go back up or have we reached our peak? Do I take a chance? Like, I mean, it's only a little over 2,000 below what it says the peak would be. But, you know, is it going to go back up? I think you know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to finish out these contracts and move into day number 2 in December and maybe even day number 3 and just take a chance on it and see what happens. See, do we hit a higher price? Might lose a bit, but you know what? It doesn't matter. We still have plenty of money coming in anyway. Just, you never really know. Like, if you go in, you check the stock prices and take what have we got that we are selling. I can't even remember now. Flour. Where's our flour gone? Not showing there. It comes up in the next one. Go down to flour. Let's have a look. Like it is showing, it is almost at the peak. The best price we get now is 808. And that's above what the peak price is showing December. Yeah, I think we're just going to finish off these couple of contracts and then sell the stuff. We'll move forward one day and we'll do it then. We'll shift everything. There's no point in hanging on and waiting. Then it just starts to drop drastically all of a sudden. But yeah, we're okay money-wise one way or the other. It doesn't bother me now. We will probably not have the 250 in the bank. That's not a problem. Might surprise me by the time we sell everything. We'll see. Let me get these 2 contracts wrapped up. We'll move on to the second day and then we'll look at getting rid of all the products we stored up. Okay, we're off to sell. We moved on to the 3rd day in December. The price has gone bright green. So the price has gone up. And it's gone up on most of the stuff. You never really know. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. So first thing, 72 pallets of flour. This is all we have in the flour. This is from our wheat, our barley and our oats during the summer. We still have a millet groats or whatever you want to call them to sell. Grin Bakery is where this is to go to. And they just walk back and forth across the road all day long. It's telling me this is worth around 60 grand. So it's gone up. It was 58 there before we... Have I gone past? I've gone past it. Right, I have to turn around and go back because if I don't, it'll go into the wrong sale point. No, I'm not going past it. Here it is. I'm recognising it in the dark. If I come in from the other side, it'll sell in the supermarket side and not the bakery side, so we have to come from this side. Okay, nice and slowly, because I got to loosen the straps. And drive. There we go. 61,217 plus 6488. That's a nice little earner from our grain crops once we turn them into flour. Of course, we have all the millet as well, which we make a millet groats with that, not flour. So we have that to sell, but the peak on that is March. I don't know whether I'll sell it now or just hang on to it until the peak. Maybe so. Maybe so. Right, let me pull in out of the way the traffic for a minute. Let's jump in here. Okay, so flour's gone. We still have, we can get rid of some of the hay if we want. Goat milk, yeah, that's loaded up. We can get rid of that. That's at where's that point? Oh, that's up at the top of the map. What else have we got? We got our straw. Yeah, our straw is the next one. So that's going to go to the bale selling point up at Farmers. So we just have our straw, really. There's no point in selling this. This is going to be worth a lot more as we go forward. I'll wait until it builds up. At last we have some fabric. Best time for that is not yet. And we have some rope. The best time for that is March as well. Only a little bit considering it's running a long time, but still, our flax straw has been turned into a more valuable item than just straw. So, okay, I'm going to get the straw loaded up. I'm going to get, what else did I say? We have some of the hay maybe, and there was one other thing there. What was it? Straw, little bit of hay, and the goat milk. Yeah, that's it. And we'll see what we have. We're not going to be anywhere near 250 grand anyway, because we kind of knew that by buying what we bought. But what we'll do is we'll just get these few things sold. We'll move on. We'll spin the dice for January, and we'll see whether we get... yes, we can pay back the loan, which means we won't have to take another 100 grand, or no, you can't pay back the loan, and we may spin and end up with another 100 grand, which will go on the loan, bring it up to 350. And to be honest, I'd like it to stay at 250, but if it goes up, it goes up. It just means we can buy the last field that's outstanding. We can also do a few other bits and pieces as well. If we have that on top of what we're going to have after we sell off the straw, we'd be able to expand and make more money. So we'll have the 350 in the bank next January if it doesn't happen this time. Anyway, it could be a case that next January you get, no, you can't pay it back, and you're taking us, you end up with 450. And we'll end up owning the map before we can actually pay it back. Anyway, I'll get the straw loaded up now and get it sold. I'll sell some of the hay. I might actually keep it, and then we'll get rid of the goat milk, and then of course we're going to be moving on to roll the dice, see what comes up. Big sell-off done. We've just got some flax straw left in here and some grass and hay bales. I sold off some of the hay bales. I could sell off more, but might as well keep a bit. Everything's looked after. We have milk starting again. We sold that off as well. Everything's gone. We're up to 178,969. Now, we didn't collect our contracts. And I did just jump in here and I noticed, look, if I had hung on, there we go. It's a 10 grand ploughing contract. Cultivation contract, that's a bigger one than we had. You're always better off waiting until the end, but however, we got 3, 6, just 9,000 we got for the contracts. We could have had that for one. Look, it's the way the cookie crumbles. So we're finishing off on 187. 986. Now we go to the stock check. We've nothing else ready to sell now. A bit of goat milk there again. It's not actually on the spawn point. That's flax straws going through the spinnery. Potato plant is the flax oil. That's not until March. Just trying to see what else we have. Lentils. I must get rid of them. There's no point in leaving them there. I'm kind of keeping them in case I got chickens. I could use them to feed the chickens. Rope. Oh, rope is fairly pricey, but it's slow. And that is it. The other stuff should really hide what we can't sell anyway. Hide what we can't sell. There we go. That looks better, doesn't it? Instead of the necessities we have for running the farm. Yeah, that's it. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to keep you in for this. You know, we're going to move on to the 1st of January. Then I'll go and roll the dice. And I'll come back to you with the results. We'll see what we have in the bank. Excess animals are going to be sold in the goat pen if they are due. We'll get a payment for that, but then everything else will come out. No excess animals this month. Okay. Just when they are due, you will get them. 1 month, the water's gone down. So, bells will fall. A little bit more milk. Move forward to January the 1st. Not going to be much to do in this month. Anything there? The hay is at its best. Goat milk, yeah, we'll sell that. Fabric, we can sell that, but we're going to keep it until May. There's no point. Might actually buy the tailor shop. Speaking of which, how much is the tailor shop? Let's see. Local seamstress, that's it there. Let's visit. By 85,000, we could actually afford to buy that. You know, we could. No! I'll be thinking about it. Anyway, yeah, 1st of January. I'll close these doors. I open them to see what the potato harvester or the root crop harvester fit in. It wouldn't, and I forgot to close them. I stuck it in the shed there beside right in the corner. That'll sit there until we need it again. Yeah, I'm putting off the inevitable. Let me go and let me roll this dice, and I'll come back to you in what will be a second for you. It'll take me a couple of minutes to do it. And let's see, did we get the player loan back or not? We haven't got the money to pay it all back, but at least we'll see what way this goes. Okay, that took me longer than I thought it would because I made a mess out of the first bit of the recording when I came back. And yeah, we rolled the dice. And what's the result we got? Here we go. We got a no repayment allowed, so the 250 remains on the books, and then we got a yes. So we just taken an additional 100 grand. So the loan is now gone up to 350. Is it what I wanted? Not really. Look, I don't mind. We can make use of the money anyway. Now I'll turn the hood back on because I'd already added the money in and all, and then realised I had the mic muted, and I wasn't going to redo it again, take it out, put it back in. So we're gone up now to 287,000 in the bank. We were around 187, so I've added the 100 grand extra to the loan, which is, there you go, 350 down the end there, you can see it. And yeah, we're gone up. So what are we going to do with that money? We have one field left to buy. It's field number 133, which is, I cannot remember because I haven't looked for it in a while. 133 is up here somewhere. There you go, 133. That's it, isn't it? 133, that should be 48,465. Just checking my list. Yeah. So that is now ours. Okay. And that has a crop in it. What is it? Wheat. Well, that's getting ploughed in anyway because we got to put flax in this field. This is the last of our flax fields. So that's going to get ploughed in, and flax will go into this in the springtime. So we have all 10 fields now, and that should come up on the list when we go into it. Here you go. We have them all. That's the farm. So we have 12 altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. And the other two is the 12 because they're the two fields we had that we got at the start. So we've only 2 fields with stuff planted in them. One with barley, one with grass, and the rest are in different stages. Some of them are mulched, some of them are not. Some of them are they have stones on them, need to be picked, and that there's not an awful lot done. Yeah, that's it. So we're in January. We bought the field. We still have money left. You know what I'm thinking now? Well, maybe you do if you know me well enough. Do we get going on what do we need for this? 229. We could buy that and leave ourselves with 10 grand. Let's visit it anyway. Oh, we're stuck in the shed. Can we get out of this? We can, yeah. It's not like some of the other ones. This is the pig sty. I have no idea. I know how 70. I don't know the other quantities because I didn't spend that much time looking at it. We're going to buy this farm. We're going to get rid of that silo. We'll get money for it. We're going to get rid of that shed. We're going to get money for it. We also have, we're bordering right on the sell point. That is our farmhouse. When we buy this, we're going to sell that. But any money we get for this stuff, we're going to put down another one of these. These are 120 grand. So we're going to put a second one down here somewhere and make this kind of our pig farm, if you know what I mean. The pen on these is not expandable, so we can't put any more in. So that only gets us 140 out of 250. So we're still going to need another pig pasture somewhere along the way. I'm just wondering, contracts. Have we contracts there? There will be contracts. You know what? Let's go all in and get this out of the way now, guys. And then, will we buy it now? You know what? We will leave this. We'll do this in the next episode. Yeah. We'll do this in the next episode. We're going to finish this one now. We're not going to start on this part. We'll definitely start rebuilding this in the next episode. I'll bring you in first. And we'll do it together. We'll dismantle so you see how much I get for the stuff that's here. And yeah, I'm going to make this a pig farm down here. That's the farmhouse. So we have enough space that we could get maybe even 2 of these in here as well. So really make this. If that was the case, we'd have 210. Now, which means we only need another 40, but that's a bit messy, just 40 somewhere else. You know, I think what I'll do is I'll probably put down another pig enclosure somewhere else, something different. But definitely that one is 120. Let's go in, pigs. That was the plan all along, was to buy this farm. I just didn't broadcast it. I was just keeping it there. 120 it is. That's it there. Hold 70. Doesn't hold any more. Like, if we look at the footprint, we'll get another one in. Maybe we'll be able to move that one up. The one that's there. I think we still own that land. I wonder how far up we own the land. Do we own it up far enough to put the 2 of them like that? Then we could get 3 in. Anyway, that's for the next episode. Will that actually tell me, hold on, will that actually tell me how much that is worth if it's sold? 110. Farmhouse. 145. Shed. No, click down. Shed's probably worth about 10 grand. Not even worth 10 grand. So, I think if we do this, we're going to be able to put down 3 of these on this pasture and make this our pig farm. I wonder, can I turn them so they're all facing? I'm speculating here now what I'm going to do, and it's in the next episode I'm going to do it, so there's no point in doing that either. Anyway, there you go. We've rolled forward into January the 1st. We got a no and a yes, so we ended up with more money in the bank than we were expecting to have, because we didn't get to pay off our loan. And we have a nice little bit of interest to pay now every month going forward. But we have all the fields, got a lot done. Very productive year last year on the farm, really. We've done a lot and it's shaping up pretty good. as we move forward. Even though we have that loan hanging there, I'm not one bit worried about it at all, because I know we have the land now to bring in the crops, and we have the spinnery, we have the oil mill, we have the grain mill, so we've a decent bit of kit there for taking care of the products and that. So until next time, from Walla Zabareska, episode number 25, done, dusted, in the bag. Thanks a million for joining me. Please hit that like button on your way out. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. If you have any suggestions for the pig farm, but I kind of know already that's probably what I'm going to do. I wanted to use the barns that are on the map rather than just putting down a bigger pasture. I done that kind of with the goats, and it was never my intention with the pigs anyway. So anyway, one part of the threat is done from the point of view we have the fields. We just have to sow flax now and harvest it, and that's gone. And then we'll start working on the animal part, and then we have to wait for the roll of the dice in a year's time. Okay, over and out for this one, episode 25, done and dusted. Until next time, all that's left for me to do is say goodbye for now. Until then, bye bye.